And tonight, our team of meteorologists is tracking this storm system. Let's head over to Gerard Jebaily. He's looking at other areas that are being hit hard by this bitter cold. Gerard.
A lot of things happening. This is a pretty potent system, Rudabeh, and we have been watching this, causing issues for the past couple of days. Lots of things going on tonight. Here's a 24-hour loop of the system as it started yesterday, all the way toward Arkansas, bringing a lot of snow, but many other states feeling it. Tennessee, Kentucky, tonight, and earlier today, it was all about the Carolinas more than anything. So here's where the system is now. You can see the loop now stretching it all the way up into Virginia, West Virginia, now crossing into places like way up in Pennsylvania. So the Northeast is starting to get it. One of the places we're still seeing a bit of an icing situation is in Virginia. Roanoke has been getting some of that right there along the North Carolina border, Lynchburg as well. But in the mountains, it's mostly snow, where maybe some people might be a little more used to this sort of thing. The icing situation has been difficult. We'll go over that. But let's talk about what is going on very briefly down in Florida. We did see a tornado down there that was confirmed. That system continuing to at least weaken and move out of the way. We're going to have more on that a little bit later on. First of all, again, the snow totals. We have anywhere from a foot of snow into parts of Arkansas, where we saw anywhere from half a foot across much of Tennessee. And then in the Carolinas, even parts of the upstate, nearly a foot of snow up there. So quite a bit more to go there. The system has been mostly causing havoc here in the form of freezing rain and ice. This is a look at some of the freezing rain accumulations we've seen, anywhere from a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice. This is just south of Charlotte, where we had just the right combination of warm air just above the ground, cold air at the ground to make it as freezing rain, causing a lot of those power lines to come down, weighing it down with all that extra ice. And when we've had anywhere from a quarter of an inch to a half an inch, that's where it becomes pretty disruptive. It's very good to see that they did not get above the 3/4 inch mark. Right now we are seeing scattered power outages, but they could have been so much worse. Just a little bit more ice would have led to it being absolutely catastrophic. All right, so we still have winter storm warnings in effect all the way from North Carolina, and now it's stretching all the way up into New England as well as New York. They're going to continue to see the winter weather tonight. The system getting ready to continue its path all the way up toward New England, and it'll be quite a system once it gets there. Garry Seith's in house, and he's going to talk about where that is headed. Garry.
Gerard, yeah, so you're talking about 18 states now that are blanketed by some type of a winter storm warning or winter weather advisory. So I've got that posted for you here. All possible tonight and tomorrow. Heavy snowfall in the Northeast, some icing, some mixed precipitation. We don't think the icing is going to be as big an issue as it was down in South Carolina and North Carolina. That may be the good news there. But damaging winds, widespread strong winds are expected for the north and the east. That's tonight and through the day tomorrow. Noting we don't have New York or Boston technically under a winter weather advisory, but winds are the big concern here for New York, all through Long Island up to Boston. That's a high wind warning in effect all the way up to the U.S.-Canadian border, with winds that could be gusting as strong as 75 miles per hour. One of the computer models we use that predicts the snow and the rain also has a wind component to it, and it shows you this core of wind that's going to push through Pennsylvania, and ultimately I'm going to stop this in the morning hours in New York. We think that core of winds just might be. So winds that could gust close to 50 or stronger in New York early in the morning hours, and by 9 a.m. we think that core of wind is going to be near Boston, back through Hartford, and some of the indications could be seeing 75 to 80 mile per hour winds, that nor'easter type strong winds that wrap around this area of low pressure. So that is the wind story with this remaining on the windy side. But let me get you back onto this graphic where you see the power outage possibility is going to be definitely along the coastline, at least scattered through much of the Northeast, and certainly widespread for Boston. The snow totals, they're going to be bigger inland further we go. So from Pittsburgh back through Erie to Buffalo, 12+ inches of snow. We're looking at a good portion of Pennsylvania blanketed by 6+ inches of snow. Same thing across a good portion of New York State. New York itself, maybe just a light glazing, and we expect temperatures to actually warm up overnight. So the light precipitation that's mixed now in Washington, D.C. will turn to rain overnight and maybe a little bit of flurries throughout the day tomorrow, but we think conditions will actually improve as that area of low pressure moves through Washington, eventually up to the north and to the east. The big impact is going to be in terms of this heavy snow from Buffalo through Pittsburgh back near Cleveland. We're calling for moderate to major impacts in these areas. Now, the timing tonight looks like this. The timeline at 10 o'clock. We'll stop this for you. Coming up again in the morning hours at 6 a.m. puts the mixed precipitation rolling through New York, New York City, back into Boston. We'll see the wraparound precipitation coming into Washington and Baltimore. That's in the early morning hours. We don't think that's a bigger accumulation for us, more along the lighter snows, but it's the heavy snow belts in Pittsburgh and in Buffalo at 6 a.m. that'll eventually push into the central portions of New York and into Pennsylvania through the day tomorrow, and eventually not seeing an end to the snow in New York until sometime tomorrow night into early on Tuesday morning. So this is definitely an event tonight through the first part of the day tomorrow. And gear up, another blast of cold air we're targeting for the Northeast is going to come in by midweek into the Northeast. We're thinking by next weekend we could be seeing temperatures in the single digits in the Northeast. Rudabeh.
Garry, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.